Hello everyone. So today we will discuss about the fundamentals of PR, fundamentals of public relations. Okay, so what are the fundamentals of public relations? So that means the basics of public relations. So when you study something, fundamentals of computers and all, you study the basics of computers there, right? So here also you will study the fundamentals or the basics of PR, what PR does, and what is the meaning of PR, and a few definitions of PR and all that stuff. Okay. So, public relations is the art and science of managing communication between an organization and its key constituents to build and manage and sustain its positive reputation. So obviously, it's all about it's all about maintaining your positive thing, the positive support from the people or the positive reputation of your company or your organization is the ultimate aim of public relations. Okay, so public relations, um, you know so here we will discuss the meaning of public relations. Okay, public relations or PR is the business, organizational, philanthropic, or social function of managing communication between an organization and its audience. So basically you can see that there is an organization and its audience, and PR comes in between. Okay, and there are many goals to be achieved by the practice of public relations, including education, correcting a mistruth, or building or improving an image. So I told it it's a two-way communication. So we have already discussed in the introduction class that it's a two-way communication. So if you have any problem, obviously you educate about your educate about your organization, then correcting the mistruth. If something happens, so you will be correcting the mistruth, and you also try to build an image or improve your image of the organization. Okay, and the term public relations was coined by the US President Thomas Jefferson, but unknowingly. Okay, he never knew. Okay, so public relations is going to be this. Okay, yes, so he used the term during his address to Congress in 1807. And one of the earliest definitions of PR was coined by Edward Bernays. According to him, public relations is a management function which tabulates public attitudes, defines the policies, procedures, and interest of an organization, followed by executing a program of action to earn public understanding and acceptance. So it is, it's such a self-explanatory definition of Edward L. Bernays. Okay, so he says that it's a management function. Okay, so it tabulates public attitudes, define the policies of that particular organization and procedures and interest of the organization, and so based on that, it earns a public understanding and acceptance. Okay, see, according to two American PR professionals, Scott M. Cutlip and Alan H. Center, PR is a planned effort to influence opinion through good character and responsible performance based upon mutual satisfactory two-way communication. So I already told you it's a two-way communication. And so it is a planned activity. So it's a deliberate planned activity, and there you are trying to influence the public's opinion about something. See, so obviously if there's a two-way communication, if you are influencing people through the two-way communication, so suppose you own a company like a mobile company, a mobile phone company, and you want to promote this company. Okay, so you want to promote this phone. Okay, so what will you do? So obviously you first inform public about this particular mobile phone. Then what will you do? So you actually influence the opinion about people about this particular phone. So for that you probably conduct press conferences, or you conduct different, you use different strategies. So press conference press conference can be conducted to introduce this product, okay, this new product called I mic okay, probably I can say, tell me one name. Okay, so probably you can say it's V phone. Okay, so suppose if I name it V phone instead of iPhone. So V phone, you can probably have first to introduce this phone. You can say you can have a press conference. You can conduct a press conference and you can introduce this phone. So people will talk about V phone, V phone, V phone, and advertising is a tool of public relations, and you can probably promote your product by advertising this product. So like so you will make them known about this particular product called V phone, V phone, V phone. So once everybody knows about this product, what will you do? You will influence them. That is like you use different strategies. So that is actually probably the product of public relations. So we will come into that later. Okay. So public relations is an art and science of managing communications between an organization and its key constituents to build, manage, and sustain its positive reputation. So if you take any definitions of public relations, or anything related to public relations, you can see that image, reputation there. Image, or either image or reputation. Why? You are trying to improve your reputation, or you're trying to maintain your reputation, or you're trying to sustain your goodwill. That means it can be about your product, your company, or yourself. Yes. Yes, these political parties and all these days, they are doing this public relations campaign. Why? Goodwill. So to influence people. So actually to so these PR people will make them believe that, okay, this person is the best or that person is the best, so we will cast our vote for that particular person. Okay. Yes. So meaning of public relations. Okay. So public relations is the process of aligning the perception of targeted audiences or publics with the current realities and reasonable prospects of another entity. Public relations is all about building public relationship. So I told you it's all about building relationship, maintaining goodwill, sustaining goodwill, reputation. Okay. Yeah, a good status, whatever. Okay. And there are n number of definitions. Okay, you just need to study a few because I've already shared it in the model. You can study those things. And public relations involve evaluation of public attitudes and opinions. 1. 2. Formulation and implementation of an organization's procedures and policy regarding communication with its publics. 3. Coordination of communication programs. 4. Developing rapport and goodwill through a two-way communication process. 5. Fostering a positive relationship between an organization and its public constituents. So if you see that everything is related to public, it's a two-way communication. Here the organization is trying to do something. See, organization can be like me also, like if it is a celebrity PR, you are very familiar with celebrity PR. These days politicians and film stars and all, they do celebrity PR. They actually spend a very good amount of money for actually marketing themselves. Okay, so that is PR, celebrity PR. Okay, it's a very popular these days, especially during elections. These people do political, I mean, sorry, this public relations campaign. And also the celebrities, when they don't have like when they don't have like many films, they do these kinds of PR to actually attract the audience. Okay. Yes. Then the need for PR. So what is actually the need for PR? Do you think there is a need for PR? Yes. So I forgot to tell you an example for this, the evaluation of, sorry, the public relations involvement. Okay. See, for example, like corporations use marketing public relations to convey information about the products they manufacture or services they provide to potential customers to support their direct sales effort. Typically, they support sales in the short and long term, establishing and long term establishing you know burnishing of corporations branding for a strong ongoing market. Just imagine. Okay, it's they see a long term relationship. When you do advertisements, you can improve your sales, right? So we have already discussed the difference between advertising and public relations in the last video. So when you do public relations, sorry, when you do advertising, you can improve the sales. That is for a short term. But when you do PR, that is for a long term, obviously. Okay, and corporation also use public relations as a vehicle to reach legislators and other politicians seeking favorable tax, regulatory and other treatment, and they may use public relations to portray themselves as enlightened employers in support of human resources recruiting programs. Just imagine that kind of an opinion they create in the minds of even the legislators. And if you take the non-profit organizations, okay, including schools and universities and human and social service organizations, use public relations in support of awareness programs, fundraising programs, staff recruiting, and to increase patronage of their services. Yes. So again, PR. So they use all these things and they get a very good name, reputed name. So okay, oh, this institution, oh, they are very, they are doing so much for the society. They are doing so much for the community. So what about our institution? Yes, our institution also. Yes, St. Service College. Oh, they are doing so much for the community. Obviously, yes. So that usually organization make use of all these PR activities. Obviously they create uh, see, at the end of the day, what you will gain, obviously a very good opinion about your organization in the minds of the people. And politicians use public relations to attract votes and raise money, and when successful at the ballot box, to promote and defend their services in office with an eye to the next election, or at career sent to their legacy. Just imagine, politicians are very careful about their PR activities. What they do, obviously, if you if you have a very good opinion about a politician, if he asks for some funding or something, obviously you will give it. Okay, that person has a very good very good status or very good goodwill among the public. Obviously, that he is an MLA or he is an MP. So obviously, you will give money, and also you will get the attract. You can attract the voters. Yes, yes. See, next is need for PR. So PR serves a wide variety of institutions in society, such as businesses, trade unions, government agencies, voluntary agencies, foundations, religious institutions, hospitals. To achieve their goals, these institutions must develop an effective relationship with many different audiences or publics, such as employees, members, consumers, local community, and other institutions, and with society at large. See, need for PR is inherent in the very nature of modern society. Society is made up of many groups of people, each with its own interests, which are sometimes conflicting. See, the harmonious functioning of such a society needs the help of PR. So, people are conscious of their rights as citizens, as consumers, or as employees. So it is clearly written in the PPT. Okay. See, and also management realizes, or the management realize, that it is also their responsibility vigilantly to develop consciousness towards fulfilling legitimate public expectations, and to be honest and considerate in all their dealings with various publics. See, everybody is aware of all these things, okay? And in PR, the word public is generally used in plurals. We don't say public, it's publics in public relations context, okay? And it denotes that there are several identifiable, independent, homogeneous groups with which an organization has to deal. So they are the stakeholders, governments, shareholders, government, central parliament, state legislature, local body, customers, competitors, dealers, suppliers, press, and the community around, and our own employees, and so on. Okay, so that's why we need, we have to satisfy a group of people, that is the publics. We have, generally public. It's a very, big category. Okay, and the role of PR. So the PR is essentially a management function. It is the social philosophy of management expressed in policy decisions and actions resulting from these policies. PR seeks to perform its management function through effective information dissemination, which is an aid to management. So, today, if you take the organizational management, is not only confined to managing products, material, manpower, money, and mobility, but also newer areas like instant communication, multiple forms of transportation, globalization of markets, computerization, automation, and active trade unionism. So all these things come under, organizational management, not just the product. Okay. See, so public relations is one such approach of mailing the human climate for the ultimate benefit of the organization and its public. So the approach can be summarized into four. That is the primary roles of PR. The first one is analyzing and predicting issues and opportunities. See, the political and the economic fields are very vast and playing fields of public attitude, fighting for the pros and cons of the public policy. It is in this arena, public attitudes, that the PR functions by analyzing issues of importance and relevance to the organization or predicting opportunities that have the potential to benefit the organization. So whether it be issues, crisis, emergency, or any such problems or opportunities of any kind, it is the PR function to see these early, identify their shape and contours long before they actually mature. So that is analyzing and predicting issues and opportunities. So when you are in the PR industry, so when you are working with an organization, you need to analyze, predict the issues and opportunities. Okay. The next role is information gathering and monitoring trends. See, it is the most important force affecting all organizations today. Is the opinion of the people. Public opinion is constantly changing with the time and the trends in the society, right? Yes. So here, for any PR person, it becomes important to gather the information and analyze the same in terms of what goes in the mind of public investors, employers, consumers, and others. Also, constant monitoring and gathering of information of changes in the present environment is a must. So, information gathering and monitoring have been the fastest growing and the most significant facets of the development of PR in the last decade. So it involves the identification, evaluation, and communication inward to the organization of information about the outside world that may be valued to the organization in managing its affairs. Next, the third role is communication, planning, and information dissemination. It is yet another important function of the PR. It involves identifying the target audience, careful planning of messages aimed at bringing about positive opinion and dispelling misunderstanding, if any. It's just not enough to frame a good public policy. The challenge lies in planning and communicating all the good deeds of the organization to the public, both internal and external. See, that is very, you know, uh, so how we can do it in an effective manner, that also matters. Okay. And after gaining such an understanding, or after gaining understanding of the public opinion about the organization, and then you have to modify or improve the public by influencing and counseling the policy makers. And the immediate task facing a PR person is planning of communication activities and campaigns that will explain the company, its products and services to the publics. See, so many works come under this head. That is communication planning and information dissemination. And the last one is advisory and counseling role of PR. Okay, so the personnel, who is the personnel? The employee, the PR personnel. They are the eyes and ears of the policymakers in an organization. So their success depends on the extent to which they can influence shaping the management policy. Constant information gathering and processing helps the PR personnel in analyzing trends and in predicting consequences of policy. So, this gives them enough information to guide and counsel public policy formation. So, today's administrators require the assistance and wise counsel of the skilled PR specialist in reshaping organizations, operations, and policies to promote goodwill and increase productivity. So, that is all about the fundamentals of public relations. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the model, in the public forum, in the Moodle, and also in the next live class. So, thank you so much. Thank you.